was informed that they still live in Motel 6. Like, they're homeless. An awkward, almost kind of a response, I'm sure. But it's opportunities like this, you guys, that we simply, that little bit of hope, that little bit of light that we give and remind people that they're still cared for. Again, it's easy to just kind of just keep running and, oh, you know, we're doing good things. You know, it's easy to get caught up in that, but forget why we do it. This little bit of gesture helps someone push away a suicide thought for another day, for a week, for a year maybe. This is what you guys do. Don't forget how impactful your little events do, how little your efforts do. So I just, from my heart, I just wanted to say thanks.
Every one of us is a problem solver in a different area. Some are more technical, some are more, you know, with words. They can be in politics or whatever. For me, when I see a social breakdown in our society, that's a kind of a wide umbrella statement almost. To me, that is very alarming, and it was. I remember frequently hearing, and it bothered me more than I think it bothered most when I would hear, our youth is so out of control. Our youth is this, our youth is that, and then, I mean, you can line up and do an auctioneer, you know, blast on the different descriptions of what our youth is or what our youth isn't. And I remember even being closer to that age, thinking to myself, like, am I that person that I continuously hear about? And it annoyed me. I just didn't know how to respond to it. I didn't know what to do about it. And as I kept getting older, I began to realize that is what the youth is missing, is they're missing leadership. So the people who frequently accuse them of being those things are the ones that have often failed them in leading up to that. Now, whether it's that one person and, you know, a family that's split, or you know, another potential mentor didn't step up because there was this rhetoric, you know, and he didn't want to be accused, potentially even you know, accused of something else than his intentions were. It really put a lot of very, very good men on the sidelines. So to me, as that kept bothering me, instead of shutting myself away from it, you know, and allowing that to be sanitized, I caught myself, I began to notice myself wanting to get closer to the fire because I wanted to hurt more enough, or more and long enough to where it would provoke me to overcome my fears. This is now years in explaining. You know, if you would have asked me this question 2 years ago, it would have been way different. 6 months ago, it would have been a little bit different. So, but that's it now. I choose to keep my feet to the fire because it hurts enough for me not to worry about the petty things that would hold me back. We as a family at one point decided to go away from that and joined Crossroads Community Church. Over there is where I had a lot of personal growth that happened, a lot of healing, just from self-condemnation and other things. And with that, as I began to really just, you know, forgive myself and feel that load fall off of my shoulders, it provoked me to begin doing something, not to earn, but out of that liberation, out of God's grace to me. I wanted to play my part so that way I could one day, you know, answer for the time that I was given here, because I wasted a lot of my teens and 20s for myself pursuing, you know, this thing called American Dream. I came from a country, a communist country. They didn't forbid you to stop serving your God that you believe in. They just said, don't take your kids to church, and don't do good things for your neighbors. They worded it a little bit differently. You serve people, you do jail time. When you go to America, it used to be different, but nowadays, if you drag your child into church, that's considered abuse. If you serve your neighbor, well, we won't not allow you, but make sure you have all your licenses, all your insurances, and everything else, which you can't afford, so you can't do it. It's the same thing. And this is a reality that was recently pointed out, you know, by my father, you know, who did grow up in that. I mean, I was 5 years old when we came. You know, I was raised with their mentality and everything. But it's just sad because the arms of the churches got knocked out, and the legs got kicked out from under them. and it's sad to me when I see so many good churches, so many good organizations that would do good, and then one lawsuit closes down ministries, shuts down and destroys good leaders. I'm sick of that. So that's me. As I've mentioned before, one of my reasons to working with youth is I've been at enough gravesites, I've been at enough vigils. So I know that for them, what they need is something to be a part of. They need almost another family that they can be a part of, that they can be excited about, talking, leading up to it, and being able to carry that title, for lack of a better, phrase or term, of involvement, of association. So when one of our growth limitations that we ended up hitting was there's only so much you can do to plan and then to throw an event into someone's lap and say, can you do it with me?
Okay.
That only goes so far. But if you reverse the table and you say, hey, what kind of event would you want to do? If I gave you this, and this, what could you do with all that? You have transportation, you have funding, you have all these different places you can go to. You can recruit from wherever. You're going to be competing with 6 or 10 or 24 other schools. What would you do? It gets people thinking, it gets people excited. Some are going to do it because they just want to do something on Saturday. That's okay, because eventually you're going to figure out this other thing about it. Some are going to want to do it because there's a cool prize at the end. Some are going to want to do it because it's guys there, other people want to do it because there's girls there. It's okay. I want to make sure that we don't have any bad apples that are there just for harm. But I give them the ability to feel and see what it's like to be a part of a family. So what we do is we recruit, and my first group of people that I recruited, I went and spontaneously was invited to be a counselor, a male counselor at a teens camp. Everybody has a different calling. Not everybody is willing to go and put themselves in a place where they can get punched. I know a lot of guys that would. Obviously that's not a something we talk and think about, or even invite. But we put ourselves into situations. Other people are more helpful, in a logistical element, or in the technical element, which are all very, very helpful pieces. But until those loops get closed, until those needs get met, we're going to be suffering, all of us. And we have a bunch of idle manpower that has been absolutely, decapitated, detoothed, declawed, and everything. And it goes back to the full circle. We are not a country that is conducive for good works. We have allowed ourselves to get men to be emasculated. I'm going to say that, because to be a tough man, we need to calm you down, sir. You need to kind of, you need to relax. No, we should be outraged that so much crime is being committed on our watch, and we can't even have a conversation without being considered as some kind of hate group. That kind of stuff.
Right.
So this is the part where I'm playing my role. I build relationships, and I simply say, hey, there's a need right here. Would you come with me? And they come in numbers.